9.3 Nigeria info at 4 minutes past 8 this morning. My name is Wemimo Adewuni, and this is the Morning Crossfire, streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria info 99.3. You can join the conversation there. On Twitter, you can also send me a comment. Use the hashtag Nigeria info MCF, Nigeria info MCF, and drop your thoughts on Twitter on our conversation today. The CBN and the NCC threw us another bomb yesterday, and conversations have been flying here and there. If you use the USSD, that's the star something something hash whatever. Well, there's a new pricing for it now, and that's 6 naira 86 or 89 kobo. Let me see. Just about 6 naira 98 kobo per transaction that you will be paying when you use the USSD. Now, remember that I talked to you yesterday, 2 days ago, about an issue between the banks and the telecoms operators, which they took to the CBN, which caused this increase. So apparently there was a kind of tussle between the banks and the telecoms. So when you use your USSD, which the money which should go to the telecoms, of course, is supposed to come through the banks. Telecoms companies complain that the banks have not been remitting their monies, so they want to disconnect them and stop the USSD. And so they went to the CBN, the arbiter, to come and resolve the matter. Somehow, in all of that conversation, came up the issue of 6 naira 98 kobo per transaction for USSD. So the conversation was not just about resolving their own internal issues, but now it will affect you. So how does this affect you? Would you be paying more, or is this actually less? That's our conversation today. Join the show. Tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM. Remember to use the hashtag Nigeria Info MCF. If you're watching live on Facebook, Tunji Andrews joins me right now as a financial expert. Tunji Andrews, morning to you.
Good morning, Wemimo. Good morning.
Good to have you here. So
Same.
let us start. Let's start with the disagreement between the mobile network operators and the deposit money banks that actually necessitated this meeting. Without that disagreement, this meeting they held yesterday wouldn't even have held. So how does this work? Run us through what USSD is, and how did the monies of the telecoms get to the banks? How did we get that kind of complication happening?
So it's been on for a while, this conversation around charges for USSD. So for people who might not know about the USSD, as Wemimo said, it's simply when you dial star something something hash. I'm sure you probably heard a lot of jingles on the radio and the TV, singing star something something something,
Yeah.
And the general thing is that the USSD has been a hit, especially in the unbanked on the banked areas. I'm talking about, because of course you do not need any form of data to be able to do it. It's been a smash hit for people in the hinterlands, and also, funny enough, in the markets, because they realize that they do not get charged for using the USSD. So it's been a massive boost for financial inclusion. Over time, there's been a conversation of what the fee should be. And in that meantime, when they were having that conversation, it looked like the bank said, don't have this conversation with us. These people that are doing the USSD are your customers. We just offer the financial services. You charge them at source, for doing these transactions. The telcos are like, but you didn't tell these people that there will be a charge, So the back and forth has been going for a little while, and it was only inevitable that it will come here. My thought, however, is that I think the banks should have carried the fee. And I will explain why. Just this conversation of 7 naira. I mean, to you and I, 7 naira is not a big deal. We do transactions via our apps anyways, and we pay more than 7 naira. But for the majority of the people who use USSD services, this would be a major deterrent for them to be able to use this service. Do not forget that largely most of our agent bankers, for people who do not know what agent bankers are, you know those people that sit in the corner at a kiosk on your street, they
mobile
look like
money,
former recharge card sellers, but you can go and meet them and tell them you want to transfer money, you want cash back, or you want to pay a bill. Those are your agent bankers. They have also become a new stay in our society. So now that they've added 7 naira to it, expect that the agent bankers are going to pass it on to the people. So I'm not entirely sure this was well thought out. I'm not very sure.
So apparently, telcos had alleged that banks were owing them about 42. That's a lot of money, 42 billion naira in unremitted funds over a long period of time. So, we're coming to the USSD code, but I'm saying the issues that even led us to having this conversation, that meeting that held yesterday. So apparently the banks were able to get away with. So help me understand how this works back end. We have an agreement to remit a certain percentage to you if that's what's happening, but I decide not to, and you can't do anything about it. That's the way it comes across to me. So telcos can practically do nothing about it unless the banks do them the favor of paying the money that's supposed to be theirs.
I think the general consensus was that there wasn't really an agreed agreement. I don't know if I could use that word. So there was a baseline and the telcos had said this is the fee they want to collect for that service. I mean, they are the ones that offer the service, so they should be able to say what fee they want to collect. But I don't think the banks ultimately agreed that they should be involved in the conversation. And I'll explain why some of their thoughts. Just the same way when you use your data to connect to your bank app.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily have to pay the bank the data cost and then the bank will go and pay the telco. It's the same way the banks are saying, why are you talking to us? Why not just charge these people at source, And that has been a bit of a conversation back and forth. Who should carry the brunt, who should carry the load. Also, banks have been complaining for a while to the CBN that they feel that they've been squeezed a lot in terms of all the many charges and CRR conversations. So there was no way the banks were going to take this. But I still believe if you look at the win-win effect or the net positive effect of this, I think the bank should have carried it. Because if you've ever been to any of the markets, like Computer Village, you realize how huge USSD is. You go to some markets and I don't get enough money. You get something.
Just do a quick transfer.
It's huge in those markets. So I'm not entirely sure they thought it through. If you want to ask me, I don't think so.
Let me take you back to 2019. USSD was trending at a point when MTN had said it was going to start charging 4 naira on USSD access to transact, of course, for banking services. Nigerians were red in the face. According to to MTN, then they were acting on reactions from this same unresolved issues about who bears the brunt. The central bank then, and of course CEOs of banks and the Ministry of Communications also reacted to that move. Some of them dissociated themselves and said, no, we don't know anything about that. We didn't ask them to do that. Nobody asked them to do that. So it appeared that MTN was left hanging. So it appears that the other telcos learned a lesson from them and just said, no, let's not try this. So we want the telcos to charge the money up front. Nigerians don't want to pay that money up front. The banks don't want to pay that money. Who's going to pay it? Or is it supposed to be free?
No, it's not supposed to be free. And do not forget, this is not a 7 naira flat fee, 6 naira, whatever you call it. It is, I think, for a minute or so. If your USSD conversation is more than that, then it's you pay more. So you have to think about it from that perspective. But usually, I don't think most people do more than 1 minute USSD conversation. So that should be covered. But yes, I remember that 2019 conversation. Yes, the MTN was left hanging. They look like the bad guy, the one that wanted to come and collect money from everybody.
Yeah.
But the conversation was there. The conversation was there. And you know, in this entire conversation, the telcos can't blame because they are not banks. The telcos do not have a bank. They don't have any skin in the game. USSD is only there to make banking easier for the banks. So if there's anybody that should be going back and forth and trying to resolve this, it should be the banks. It's unfortunate that I almost feel there was a slight, I don't know if the word is, I don't want to use that word. I think there was a bit of, the banks were too comfortable with the conversation. More like, when you're ready, you do what you want to do. You know, it's either you charge them or you continue to do it for free. You know, that's the way I felt about the conversation, because I can't remember the banks at any point, you know, coming forward to say, all right, let's solve this matter, until the CBN and the NCC came into the conversation. And now we have this, and now it is clear. So the banks are not, well, it still feels like the banks won, you know? It's like, from the beginning, it's either you get them to pay or you continue to do it for free, and we've gotten them to pay. So
I'm not done with 2019. I'm not done with 2019. So it's not free right now. In 2019, when MTN made that move, I'm coming to the phone lines, guys. Just give me a minute on this one. When MTN made that move, I remember, I have here the speech from Emefiele. Governor Emefiele is still the CBN governor. He was the CBN governor then. Somehow something has changed, and I'm trying to find out what that is. So in 2019, he gave a long speech about, I'm going to quote him, "You are all aware that there is a drive for us to deepen financial inclusion in Nigeria. I made my commitment to Bill Gates Foundation as well as Queen Maxima that we would deepen financial inclusions, and that by 2020, the rate of financial inclusion would have accelerated to about 80%. Let me skip. And then he says that we came to a conclusion that the use of USSD is a sunk cost, meaning that it is not an additional cost on the infrastructure of the telecom companies. But the telecom companies disagreed with us and said it is an additional investment in infrastructure." Tunji, do you remember all these conversations we had then? You remember?
I do.
I'm trying to, you know, Nigerians forget a lot. So my job is to help them remember. And they're saying now that I appeal to them to please review this downwards, and they refused. I understand that about 3 to 4 weeks ago, rather than reduce it, they went ahead to increase it by 300%. That 300% is the 4 naira. I opposed it. And I have told the banks that we would not allow this to happen. The banks are the people who give these businesses to the telcos, and I leave the banks and the telcos to engage. I'm not done. He said again that I have told the banks that they have to move their businesses and move their traffic to telcos that are ready to provide at the lowest possible, if not at zero costs. So, what has changed? How come the CBN governor, who's supposed to be the arbiter? So,
nothing has changed.
If we did not accept 4 naira, why is 6 naira 98 kobo acceptable?
I'll tell you why. The NCC has stepped in, and the NCC has now said, cut them off if they will not pay. Cut them off if they will not pay. So this is a case where the CBN doesn't have jurisdiction over this particular conversation, if you get what I mean. The NCC is the regulator of the telcos. CBN regulates the banks. The CBN may have an opinion about how NCC runs its operations, but ultimately, the NCC is still the regulator of the telcos. And if the NCC and the minister says, cut these people off, the NCC says, cut the banks off if they will not pay, there is absolutely nothing that the CBN can do outside mediation. Outside mediation, it's not. They can't force the telcos to give the service. They can't, tell them to give the service. They can only mediate. And at the point, it looks like the telcos have said they've had enough. Give us our money, or start paying us, or we will cut you off. And this is a case of the telcos just have had enough.
Yeah, again, Tunji, see, guys, give me a minute. Don't worry, I'll take your calls. Just give me a minute. Let me say with 2019, because this is when we had the conversation really big on the table. NCC spoke at that time when MTN wanted to start charging 4 naira. Let me quote them. I have everything here. Momin Wagoni. Here's it. I remember then that the Minister of Communications, Dr. Issa Pantami, directed NCC to immediately call MTN to suspend its plan. If you remember, he even tweeted it, I remember, to implement additional charges. There was a statement signed by his spokesperson, Mrs. Uwa Suleiman, who said, I quote, "The office of the minister is unaware of this development and hereby directed the sector regulator, the NCC, ensures that the operator suspends such plans until the minister is fully and properly briefed." Going on and on and on. The statement says the banks did not ask MTN to start charging customers as contained in that text. The decision to whether and what amount to charge a customer for accessing USSD code is entirely that of the telco. Help me understand that.
Absolutely. No. So remember I said it earlier. Just the same way the banks feel that you do not, the telcos don't charge them for the data you use to access their app.
Mm-hmm.
The banks also feel that there is no reason why the telcos should charge them for access to USSD service. Now, let me explain how USSD service works. Just the same way you have a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not the same line of conversation, but it's just similar. Just the same way you have a phone call, and when you connect to the other side, there is a billing that happens between you and your telco.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way when you open a USSD conversation, that there is a billing that happens between you and your telco. So once you type that star whatever hash and you press send, it's like you're making a call on the USSD platform. Basically.
Well, let me pause you. Now, USSD. You know there are some USSD codes that are for banks. Say
Yes.
I want to transfer money, I want to buy data, I want to pay my bills. Then there are USSD codes that are for telcos.
Yes.
I want to check
yes.
my balance. I want to buy data. I can also do that without going through the banks. So which one are they charging me for? Are they charging would I be charged for USSD to access financial transactions through the banks or through my telco or for both?
Okay, so your USSD for your bank is usually free. Since it's on network, there's no reason for them to charge you.
Mm-hmm.
But USSD for your bank is an outside transaction because it is connecting you from your phone to the telco to the bank.
I wish I
If you
could
get what
use
I-
an example so that people could understand without running adverts
Yeah,
for these
no,
people.
No, it's like what's the example? So it's okay. It's like when you're doing a transfer from your bank to from your credits to your current from your current to your savings account.
Mm-hmm.
There's no charge for it.
Mm-hmm.
From your current savings account, there's no charge for it. But when you're doing a transfer from your current or your savings to Wemimo savings account, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, they charge for it because it's moving from one account to another account.
Let me reinterpret this to be sure I understand you. So if I'm using my bank's USSD, you to say I'm doing a transaction with the bank, say I want to buy data. If I want to buy data, I'll be charged, right? Because then I'm
Yes.
connecting to a telco. Is that right?
Mhm.
But if I want
Yes.
to transfer from my bank to my bank, it's internal charges with the bank, depending on the rate.
No. Every time you leave anytime you connect to your bank network with your app, with your phone, you will get charged. Every time you connect with your bank. But if you were doing USSD to check your bank balance, to borrow credit, to pay back credit with your phone, to buy Okay, no, not to buy. To every time you have those conversations with your bank, with your telco, sorry, you do not pay because it's on network in your telco. It's just the same way it is. Similar situation with free calls. You know, remember those free calls of back in the day?
Yeah.
Since it's on net, you can do free. But every time you connect USSD to your bank or you connect USSD to all these other loan apps and everything, you will pay.
Okay. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you.
I know we frustrated everybody, but we are sorry. We are sorry.
I'm very sorry. But let me go to the phone lines. Let's see if someone understands this conversation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Wemimo.
Good morning to you. Please tell me your name.
My name is Pastor Yakubu.
All right. Tell me if you understand this explanation.
Absolutely. I was a banker before I left.
Great. Welcome.
Let me tell you the implication of this. I went to the market just 2 days ago to buy something. And I paid the man. I had to wait for like 1 hour before his alert, could get to him. And in the process of that, I had to be changing, checking my account balance to see whether they have debited and trust the network provider. I did that close to 20 times before finally they got across to me to say, yes, this has happened, on your account. Now, if this thing that they say is 7 naira per minute, in my own case now, you're going to have to calculate it 20 times 7 before I get my one single transaction. That's number one implication.
I'm not sure that's what they're saying because let me read to you. See, I printed the statement. I always come ready for this show. This is a statement here. So they're saying that this fee would be for the whole transaction. In fact, CBN is telling you that Nigerians should be happy about this move because according to them, they're doing you a favor by ultimately reducing the cost. So if you try checking your balance on the same transaction over and over again, I believe or assume that you're going to pay just one charge.
It may not happen like that with me.
Tunji is even shaking his head. Tunji says...
It's just like when these network people first came to Nigeria and they were teaching us that it's impossible heaven and earth to do per second billing. One particular network. I don't want to mention the name.
We know them. We know them.
15 naira is gone. Hello? 2 seconds. 15 naira is gone. Until the other one came in and said, no, this is possible. I'm telling you, one, that is not going to be a possibility. There's going to be the possibility of hanging your USSD for time immemorial.
Okay, I'm sorry I needed to cut you, but I need to go on a break. Don't worry, when I come back, the phone lines are all yours. Chigozie is holding on the line, but I need to go on a break. I'll be right back.
It's a new life. Oh, yeah. It's a better life. Yeah. A new life is here, where we lift the weight of you. Enterprise life. So you can achieve more in everything you do. Enterprise life. It's a new life.
Live the new life from Enterprise Life Assurance, where we have tailor-made life insurance solutions to take care of your worries. Our decades of experience in many West African markets, plus our unique one-on-one customer relationship helps you get the best out of life. Visit www.myenterprisegroup.io/NG or call 0700 Enterprise. Enterprise Life Assurance, your advantage.
This your pikin no well. Why you take am go hospital now?
My sister, na big money be that too.
Which big money? You never hear about LSHS Ilera Eko?
Ilera Eko? Wetin be that?
Lagos Health is our wealth. Ilera Eko.
Na true. Lagos State Health Management Agency LASHMA don bring correct healthcare plan wey make sense for your domot. E don settle healthcare where your hand fit reach. This one na for everybody wey dey live inside Lagos State. They call am Ilera Eko. Whether you be civil servant, small private business owner, trade professional, or even market man or woman. So far you dey live inside Lagos. This better na for you.
Make you register with Ilera Eko branded agents or outlets where you see Ilera Eko logo.
Pay 40,000 naira every year for family package or 8,500 naira every year for one person. Make you begin enjoy cool mind. For more information,
call 0700 Ilera Eko or 0800 Ask Lashma.
Or make you visit www.lashma.com.
information era. Facts, events, and news are available at the click of a button. The information flow is enormous, which makes the financial markets unpredictable. As a trader, you need to have a strategy, and most importantly, you need a trustworthy partner that will simplify things for you. Hot Forex is serious about its responsibilities to you. With its origin dating back to 2010, we are a multi-regulated broker with over 2 million live accounts, wide global presence, more than 35 international awards, tight spreads, multiple assets, reliable fast execution, technological innovation, and multiple account types. The Hot Forex team is always ready to deliver trading services and free trading education that you can rely on every time. And this is not just a mission, it's a promise. Visit the Hot Forex Educational Centers at 3rd floor, Warala House, 90 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos, or call 0908-517-6394 or visit www.hotforex.com. Hot Forex, for traders that want more.
Life is for the living, so be careful what you're giving. Wash your hands and keep your distance. Give life a fighting chance. Wear your nose mask on your faces. Stay away from crowded places. Keep your surroundings clean. Maintain good hygiene. Keeping hands from touching faces. For our loved ones, friends, and family. Stay alert and stay alive. Join the fight to save the world so we stay alive. This message is from the University of Lagos Center for Housing and Sustainable Development, sponsored by the Arts and Humanities Research Council. United
Midnight
Kingdom.
chat gang. Let me guess. Family meeting with Bumi in the US, right?
No, I'm filing my annual returns. I just remembered.
And you have to do it at midnight.
Ha! There is no time, and I don't have money for fine.
Then you will help me with mine too. My secretary is on leave.
I am no longer midnight chat gang, Gabi.
Please now.
This is a reminder to all individuals, both employees and self-employed persons in Lagos, to file their individual annual tax returns between 1st and 31st March 2021. Visit etax.lirs.net. Log in using your taxpayer ID. Click on Returns on the menu bar on the left side of your screen. Fill the form with the appropriate information and submit. Failure to file before 31st March 2021 attracts stiff penalties on defaulters. For inquiries, call 0700 2255 5477 or visit www.lirs.gov.ng. This message is from the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LIRS.
Everybody get to mission. Everybody get to vision. Something we go set in motion. Can't stay in control like super commando. No go dead or yourself. Super commando. Energy drink where you need on the go. Super commando. Oh yeah, get it out. Whether you the walk for fire on, whether you the groove for fire on, whether you the drive, be you the waka, cocoa of the matter, fire on.
Fire on and conquer your daily hustle with Super Commando Energy Drink. Available in plastic bottle, glass bottle, and can. Get energized to keep going all day, every day. Super Commando Energy Drink. Fire on.
Bros. I beg, I feel see careless 5K for there. For where? Oh my careless 5K. Na EcoBank straight.
Tunji Men Association.
Hey! EcoBank Super Rewards don land o. Save 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account for 30 days or open new EcoBank account with 5,000 naira deposit and you fit be one of the 50 people wey go collect 25,000 naira awoof every week for 4 months. Plus, 4 people go win 1 million naira grand prize each. To gather more advantage, collect and link your EcoBank card to *326# or EcoBank Mobile. EcoBank Super Rewards. Now from March to July 2021. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Which number be this? Hello?
Hello, good evening. I want
introduce you to new care good extract. Now package you go give you correct artificial nails, French tips, and even the one wey go be like all those nails where they use fillings do. If you buy phone,
You know a man you call? No be una fault. If no be this Barasa phone, I for don't sabi who they call no pick am.
No matter your phone, whether you get data or not, you sef fit sabi who they call. Turn up Kulele Mind with MTN who they call. Now 5 naira per day and 15 naira per month. Dial star 5058 hash. Make you enjoy.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Let's take you to the world where the future is safe, where you can make your dreams happen day by day. Don't live your life to chance, invest in the easy way. All you got to do, 597. Let's take you to the world where the future is safe, where you can make your dreams happen day by day. Don't live your life to chance, invest in the easy way. All you got to do, 597.
The tantalizing tunes of the guitar, the sensational blare of the saxophone, the rhythmic beating of the drums, and let's not forget the enchanted and gifted vocals. Yes, I can already hear the sound of greatness as Nigerian Idol returns with a bang.
Yes, the Nigerian Idol is back with a bang to bring you amazing vocals from all around the country. Who will be the next idol? Tune in to catch all the audition drama from the 14th of March on DSTV channel 198 and GoTV channel 29. And then join IK and the judges for the main show premiere on the 28th of March on Africa Magic Showcase, Urban and Family at 7 p.m. Proudly sponsored by Biggie Drinks.
You don't wait for life. You go to meet life. It's not about how many chances you get. It's what you do with what you've got. Morning after morning, cup after cup. Start strong, finish strong with the stimulating aroma and rich, creamy taste of Nescafe 3-in-1. It all starts with a Nescafe.
It's a new life. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It's a better life. A new life is here, where we lift the weight of you. Enterprise life, enterprise life. So you can achieve more in everything you do. Enterprise life, enterprise life. It's a new life.
Live the new life from Enterprise Life Assurance, where we have tailor-made life insurance solutions to take care of your worries. Our decades of experience in many West African markets, plus our unique one-on-one customer relationship helps you get the best out of life. Visit www.myenterprisegroup.io/NG or call 0700 Enterprise. Enterprise Life Assurance.
Your advantage.
For area, then they call me Baba 22. If you look my JC number 22, my keke plate number encore 22, my house number, of course, I decack for number 22. Walale. But you sabi wetin really make them they call me Baba 22? Now because I dey groove 22 times bonus on top every recharge.
Yes, so if you don't tell where you use your glow line, reactivate now, make you begin enjoy your own Ogboge 22 times bonus on top every recharge. It dey pay to reactivate your glow line.
Unlimited. Hi there. If anyone ever asked you for your banking app password or PIN, your card PIN, or the 3 numbers on the back of your card, your pay ID, or answers to your security questions, do not give it to them. These details are private and highly confidential. They must never be shared. Stay smart. Don't lose your money to scammers. This message is from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the bank of the free. Download Kuda on the Play Store or the App Store and open an account to enjoy free banking.
Are you a young creative designer? Do you love culture? Tune in to the Ethical Fashion Show every Friday to discover how sustainable fashion trends are leading development of African design talents. The Ethical Fashion Show every Friday, 12:15 p.m. on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Brought to you by Ethical Fashion Initiative.
Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, we are back. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we're back on this conversation today, which we believe is helping you get clarity and not confuse you some more, because I hope that we've not been thrown under the bus by this decision. I was speaking with Tunji during the break. If we don't get this over with today, we will continue tomorrow, because I want you all to fully understand what we're getting into. If MTN charged 4 naira in 2019 and heaven almost fell, both the telcos, NCC, CBN all came for them and said, we didn't send you. How come all of them are now on the same side? They were all quarreling before. Now they're on the same side, and they said they're doing you a favor. In fact, let me read a part of that speech to you, of that statement. Jointly signed by the CBN and the NCC. It says here that effective March 16. But when is March 16? Yesterday. So this started yesterday. So since yesterday, USSD services for financial transactions conducted at banks and all CBN licensed institutions will be charged at a flat fee of 6 naira 98 kobo per transaction. Now, this replaces the current per session billing structure, according to this statement, ensuring a much cheaper average cost for customers to enhance financial inclusion. Tunji, is this really a cheaper option?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. So prior to now, per session was 4 naira, or at least it was rumored to be 4 naira. And in a USSD transaction, it's rare that you pass 2 minutes doing it. So I guess what they're trying to say is, instead of paying 8 naira for the transactions you would have normally done before, which of course you were not paying for, but it existed. So we're saying that you will now pay 6 naira plus for a full session, even if you go on and do a USSD transaction for 3-4 minutes, which of course I'm not entirely sure if there's anybody in the entire world that does a USSD transaction for 3 minutes, because I'm not entirely sure what you're doing.
What are you looking for? It's not a game. Exactly. You're not playing. What are you doing? What if that transaction terminates? Say there was bad network, and then it cuts off. So they already charged me 7 naira?
Yes, you start again.
You start again?
Another one. Fresh.
You bet another one.
Fresh
Okay. 0700 993 993 For the female callers is 014657190. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sam, welcome.
From Lagos Island.
Good to have you here.
Is it Wemimo?
Yes, please.
No, it's Wemimo Special. Yes. That's your name. Thank you. Good morning. I understand what you're saying. I understand very well, perfectly. You understand, and it's really painful what the central bank itself is doing. You are owning telecommunications and you want the masses to pay for your debt. 4 naira is okay. You understand to some extent, because you are charging everybody. And don't get it twisted. Remember, special. It's as if the way banks will be charging us, to a lot of us, we are ignorant about it. What I know, according to what you just said, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I feel, and according to what you explained, I was saying, it is when you are being connected to your bank. If I want to borrow money from my phone, you understand? I'm borrowing money from my network. I will surely use USSD. I can't escape that. I should never be charged for that.
No, you should not be charged for that, right, Tunji?
Fine.
If he wants to borrow money from his own telco, he wants to borrow credit from his old telco, he shouldn't be charged for that.
I should never be charged for that.
That is between you and your telco.
Yeah, that's internal.
Exactly.
No, you don't get charged for that.
So then sometimes when you are connecting to your bank, you are not done with your transaction. It will just disengage.
And you start again and pay another 6 naira 90.
Sorry, whose fault?
Well, they didn't think about that.
We think we need to come together and sue the central bank.
Oh yeah, now.
History.
Thank you very much. Let me speak with Femi. He's been on the line from Surulere. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Wemimo.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tunji. Yeah, first, I think the word you were looking for then was inter and intra-platform.
So, good.
Yeah, if you're doing transaction inter-platform, that's across from one platform to another, you get charged. And if you're within your own platform, you don't get charged. Now, I see a lot of what I would call ububu yeye scam. Because you can't tell me that I'm carrying out a transaction that was 4 naira previously, and now it is 7 naira. Are they trying to tell me that if there's a cut in between, like, interruption of network or something, I will still continue with that previous one of the 7 naira, or I will be charged again?
But
it's still the same process. Like
if the same thing I'm saying, if there's an interruption, say I started this transaction, I'm not done with it. You know what they're saying, which was my interpretation of this statement. When they say it's cheaper, they're saying that this is now per transaction. Does it mean if I want to transfer to someone, I'm not done with that transfer and it gets interrupted and I start again? I should still be on the same billing system, right? Yes or no?
But that's a different question. You've been cut off, so you're starting again.
Chigozie is here from Agege. Let me speak with Chigozie. I had to cut him off earlier. Chigozie, thanks for calling back.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's, in Nigeria, every day by day, we keep hearing different stories. If it is an issue of USS or whatever, I've been doing transfer with all this while. And this issue of money, which they talk about, they want to remove, is at this point, something good. But whenever I do transfer, they always remove 10 naira 75 kobo from my account.
Money for what?
Whenever I do transfer, maybe from Access Bank to Fidelity Bank, they will remove 10 naira 75 kobo, and the alert always here on my phone. So, and now, if I say, let me do 100,000 at once, they will not allow me. They want me to be doing 20,000 naira transfer. So that 10 naira, they will be taking it all the time. So what can they say about all this one?
I think that 10 naira is actually, remember that in 2019 also the CBN reviewed downward electronic transfer fees and also ATM fees, card maintenance fees, and all of those. What they said now that customers will now pay 10 naira for electronic transfers below 5,000 naira, 25 naira for electronic transfers between 5,000 and 15,000 naira. Any transfer above 50,000 naira, you pay 50 naira charge. So I guess they then calculated VAT on that again. Okay. Itayami. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask Tunji something. Would he now say it's better to use an app to do a transfer than you do a short code?
Tunji, would it be cheaper to use your banking app rather than the USSD? He's thinking about it.
No. On the long term, no. On the long term, no.
It's not cheaper.
No.
Which is my cheapest option right now. It's walking to the bank.
Yes. Yes. But I think on the long term, USSD is still cheaper than using your app. If I'm thinking it through. But here's the problem with it. The USSD, the number of people who use USSD are largely in that space where this kind of fee, 7 naira, whatever it is a huge issue for them. So I think that's the main problem. For people like us, we don't even use it at all. I think the only time I use USSD is when I want to buy recharge airtime. You know,
Let me
that's
speak
the
with
only
Joy.
time.
She's been holding on for a while from Abule Egba. Joy, thanks for joining the show.
Good morning, Wemimo.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm just a bit, in fact, not a bit, I'm just frustrated with a whole lot of charges for being charged in Nigeria. We yet don't even enjoy anything. I know this would have been, we'll say it is cheap if Nigerians are enjoying one or two things, basic amenities in this country. Then we will say these charges, it is fine. It will not be any issue with us. But you know why Nigerians are always, angry with all these little charges? Because we don't even enjoy anything. We are the ones that virtually all the things we need around, we get it ourselves. Is it our security? Is it for this? Is it for NEPA? This, that. If they've been increasing things everything this year, just on increments, on charges, and yes, our salaries are not even being increased. Things are getting worse for us. It just help us. Why are they pushing Nigerians to the wall? And the Nigerians, we are too total. When they push us, we still break the wall and we pass through and we still go. We keep complaining and complaining. Please, Wemimo, talk to these people. This is too much on us.
Thank you, Joy. I'm trying to talk to them. I'm trying. That's why we're here. I understand your frustration. Thanks for sharing. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Steve.
Welcome, Steve.
Yeah. Before I start on the issue, I want to ask you, I always hear you make an expression, say, Mbok. Where did you learn that from?
I'm a Nigerian. I could have picked it up anywhere.
Oh, that was very fantastic. That's my language.
Oh,
Anyway.
I just love it. I love the sound of Mbok. I like it.
That's fine. Okay, yeah, right to the point now. Now, there's something I want to even talk about, although it's still on the banking, but this particular one is on ATM. Sometimes I have various accounts. You see them say on the narration of the ATM, you send you a text message, ATM maintenance fee. So I'll be like asking. I was issued.
When did you get that?
Sometime, this year just started. Sometime last year.
Was this on your current account or savings account?
Current account and savings account as well.
But in 2019, didn't the CBN say that they've removed card maintenance fee on all cards linked to current accounts?
Yeah.
So, what charge are you still getting? You should speak with your bank, I think. Okay, he's gone. I'll be heading to Twitter shortly. Deji's here from Abeokuta. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So this is first time calling into the program.
Oh, great to have you, Cole.
Yeah. Okay, let me talk about the USSD. So I believe we have customer that, the new regulation, I believe, is both positive advantage and disadvantage to the customers. So the first part is, before, 4 naira is charged per 20 seconds per session on that. So if you spend like 2 minutes, it will multiply that 20 seconds times 4 naira. But now it's a total transaction, whether you spend. But the only disadvantage is whereby there is network problem. That's only when the customer will suffer.
So this is you believe this is a better deal?
It's a better deal. Only if there is an assurance that there will be a smooth transaction. There won't be any network interference between the customers and the USSD platform. That's the only thing that can. So, and in terms of the previous agreement between the the banks and the telcos, because I was opportune to have worked with 1 or 2 telcos before. So I know about the agreement between them. So there is what we call, between the telco and banks, one of them is, before they channel any USSD platform, they have a VAT billing and a pay as you go. So it depends on the agreement between them. So they might come to the telco and tell them that we want a VAT billing for all our customers. That is, any customer that uses it, the bank will pay the burden. While the pay as you go is when the customer uses, the bank will not pay the burden. We have some banks that when you use their USSD, immediately the telco will charge it. Where some, when you charge it, it's free for the customer, but the banks will pay it. So
You have left me with more questions, but thank you very much for throwing that in. I think we're going to have a part 2 of this conversation tomorrow. I think we're not done with it. I will try to get you many of the stakeholders who were at that CBN meeting yesterday to come in tomorrow. If I don't get them live, I'll record them and just play to you. But my time is running out. So I would try to get you the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria or Association of Telecommunications Company of Nigeria, and also maybe some people from the Bankers Committee. Let them explain to us all of these intrigues going on around here. I need to understand what exactly is playing out. Okay. But I need to head out on a break now. Should I say my goodbyes, or let me come back and say my goodbyes? We'll have about 2 more minutes. Tunji, hold on, okay? I need to head out on a break. I'll be back. Don't worry, we'll have a part 2 tomorrow. Unless something critical happens in Nigeria that needs serious attention tomorrow, then this will be again on the Morning Crossfire. Out on a break, don't go away.
It's a better life. A new life is here, where we lift the weight of you. Enterprise life, enterprise life. So you can achieve more in everything you do. Enterprise life, enterprise life. It's a new life.
Live the new life from Enterprise Life Assurance, where we have tailor-made life insurance solutions to take care of your worries. Our decades of experience in many West African markets, plus our unique one-on-one customer relationship, helps you get the best out of life. Visit www.myenterprisegroup.io/NG or call 0700 Enterprise. Enterprise Life Assurance, your advantage.
You don't wait for life. You go to meet life. It's not about how many chances you get. It's what you do with what you've got. Morning after morning, cup after cup. Start strong, finish strong with the stimulating aroma and rich, creamy taste of Nescafe 3-in-1. It all starts with a Nescafe.
Are you a resident in Lagos? Do you own a business or are you unemployed? Learn how to access and manage resources for your business. Listen to The Portal, on 99.3 Nigeria Info every Saturday from 11 a.m. as we discuss employability, funding, business management, working business strategies, and so on. You will learn from business experts, captains of the industry, and young entrepreneurs. The Portal every Saturday from 11 a.m. Brought to you by 99.3 Nigeria Info in partnership with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund.
In the information era, facts, events, and news are available at the click of a button. The information flow is enormous, which makes the financial markets unpredictable. As a trader, you need to have a strategy, and most importantly, you need a trustworthy partner that will simplify things for you. Hot Forex is serious about its responsibilities to you. With its origin dating back to 2010, we are a multi-regulated broker with over 2 million live accounts, wide global presence, more than 35 international awards, tight spreads, multiple assets, reliable fast execution, technological innovation, and multiple account types. The Hot Forex team is always ready to deliver trading services and free trading education that you can rely on every time. And this is not just a mission, it's a promise. Visit the Hot Forex Educational Centers at 3rd floor, Warala House, 90 Island Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos, or call 0908-517-6394 or visit www.hotforex.com. Hot Forex, for traders that want more.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, the phone lines are on fire. Twitter is also on fire. Facebook is on fire. Everywhere is on fire. But a comment strikes me on Twitter from Bolu Fani, who says, good morning, Wemimo. I've been trying to call in. The whole issue is being misunderstood. There's a difference between a session and a transaction. It says you're being charged for a completed transaction and not a session. And so he believes this is cheaper for Nigerians. Tunji? quick one on
like
this.
I said, it's cheaper, but it still comes with a fee. And we're talking about the people who are basically get to use these services. They might not find it as pleasing, basically.
They might not finding us pleasing. Let's continue this conversation tomorrow, Nigeria. Do you mind us? Let me get some more people. Let's talk about this again. Let them tell us what they discussed at that meeting and how they arrived at their conclusions. I will really like to know. Okay, so let's do this again tomorrow morning from 8 to 9. But let's keep talking about this on social media. Tunji is there at Tunji Andrews on Twitter. I'm there at WemimoSpot. And you can also and should also follow Nigeria Info 99.3. The news is coming up in a moment. Tunji, thank you very much for joining the Morning Crossfire today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, that's a shot today, Nigeria. Thank you for hanging in here with me. I'm back again tomorrow at 5 a.m. After the news, Jimmy Disu is here with Daily Digest. So don't go away. This is your number one session for Talk in the Heart of Lagos. My name is Wemimo Adewuni.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.